here we are. Alright. A +1 from Mr. Frozz. Frozz is on the left. Let's bring this up. So if anyone doesn't know, this is Control X. We'll swap this around, which is really freaking useful. I only recently learned that. But here we are, guys. The map is ASCL WaZ. Game number 2 of this best of 3 between the semi-finalists. Whoever wins this will move on into the finals and play the Zerg seller for that headset, which is a great prize to be winning. So here he is at the bottom right, playing as the orange Protoss. It is WaZ. And his opponent spawning at the top left, playing for Team SFC as the yellow Terran. It is frozz. Frozz going for a wall off this game, wants to play it a little bit safer. Last game, of course, he didn't. And of course, that can really change some things. Normally, like, there's a few different things. If anyone wants to know, like, the rule of thumb, right? If there is no wall, they're either going for hyper aggression or hyper macro oriented play. And the idea is, we will have an add-on right by here in a second. The idea is you do not need a wall if you're attacking. You do not need a wall if you're turtling. Because nothing should be able to get past that wall or to the point where the wall exists. So, you know, if you go for like a command center first, for example, then you kind of wall off because you add it on after the command center. But if it's like so, you know, sometimes you'll see like, you know, the depot by there, the racks by there, then the command center, then the bunker. Or it could be, you know, like a racks by there, and then maybe like a racks down here if he's cheesing or something like that. But that's normally always the rule of thumb. This pylon is in an interesting spot. I like the idea of it. I prefer it, but this is of course to warp in onto the low ground so he can immediately it can't get killed off without being seen, because of course it's on the higher ground, while protecting the natural and being able to warp in. But of course, if pressure does come up the ramp, that is public enemy number 1 and will get killed off. Now there is a Reaper in production, so this is cool. The reactor will get dropped once again directly by there, and he is mining with 3 guys, unlike 1 in the last game for the reactor. So maybe he's going to drop a tech lab straight away. I think it's an in-base command center as well. Okay, so there we have it. Okay, so there's the wall, there's that, and the reactor gets dropped. So that is totally cool. Nexus not getting dropped yet. I thought that was a probe. We do have 2 gas, 2 guys on each, 3 guys on each, but this one just got saturated, so I guess that makes it pretty much the same. The Reaper is coming close. The Zealot is going to run directly past it. And now this is something we have seen a lot of. There's a few builds where they say like, oh, you just run past the first orca. Does pop, scares it away. We actually have no mothership core queued up, but a sentry instead, so that's a little curious. Like, that doesn't really commute as well. Like, sentries are of course fantastic because they, you know, keep you alive. But the mothership core keeps you alive for longer. So, like, I personally prefer that. And this is actually a 1-base build. We do have the robo. It's all the way over here, so this is not going to get spotted straight away. He's pretty much guaranteed it that the Reaper doesn't spot it. But the Reaper, there it is. My bad. I thought he was going to jump up this little ledge. I know, this is so far back. What? Is this an immortal build? Or an immortal bust? There's the Nexus. I think it could just be so, you know, it gets to see any medevacs that come into the base sooner, and, you know, the observer can get to his opponent's base sooner. But it's a very safe build. It takes, of course, a little bit of a economic hit as you have to delay your expansion, but of course you get the earlier detection. Ooh, it is immortals. It's going to be an immortal bust. I thought so. The placement of this seemed too odd for a standard build, so that is cool. Like, of course, if anyone does wonder, I am a mid to high Masters Protoss myself, so when I look at the Protoss, of course I have a good understanding of what is probably running through his head or what he's trying to do, stuff like that. First immortal pops, second one in production. The Nexus should finish, but he's not continuing to build probes, so it could get cancelled. And the Reaper is gonna pop up. He will see the command the Nexus. No, he's got to keep it. He doesn't have enough gateways to make up for it. Yeah, okay. okay. I thought that might have been a cancel. I was so curious then. It is going to be an Immortal Bust. It's going to be, 3-4 gates Immortal Bust. And the idea is you produce the Immortals straight away. As we can see, we have the third one. And then you add on the gateways, you have your proxy. And then, of course, you add a lot of units and just go break your opponent. Now, unlike the last game, frozz is going to be a bit surprised when he gets to his opponent's base and gets blitzed by these Immortals, pretty much. Like, there's not that many Marauders, which is, of course, the strong points of Immortals. But, why are you losing probes? Photon Overcharge, he's got to be careful, the Marines are coming, the Photon Overcharge has to get dropped there. The Force Field should lock some of these units here, but he is targeting down the Sentries, which are of course very gas oh, he nearly lost that Immortal. Oh wow, he's got to drop some bunkers. He is going for the combat shield, identical to the last game. This pylon right here has been spotted, the probe gets taken out, that pylon will not survive. frozz is definitely in a good spot now. Bunker needs to get added on. No bunker is really gonna hurt him. As you can imagine, like if you have no bunkers against like a build that's designed to break a turtle in Terran, like you're just gonna get stomped. Oh, the Stalker, it's too fast, it moves ahead of the army. It nearly gets caught off guard, no concussive shells, so it does not get slowed down. There is pylons getting dropped on the right side of this crevasse, and he might be able to sneak some units around, but there are a lot of units streaming across the map. The macro of the Terran player is far superior of that. Ah, he misses! Oh no, that's it, that's GG. That was he moved, he moved commanded, he didn't actually attack move there, that's it. That's it, he's about to die. He's about to die. He's got 92 energy on this. Stim is not done, GG Blizzard. And frozz wins in a very convincing fashion.